Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you were there? Or maybe you've struggled to remember someone's name, even though you just met them a few minutes ago? If you're nodding your head, you're not alone. It happens to most of us as we age. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to stay that way. What if I told you there's a quiet power inside your mind that can help sharpen your memory, awaken your alertness, and bring back details you thought were long gone? It's something we all have, but many of us haven't used it in years. It's called the mind's eye, your inner ability to see with your imagination. Now, before you think this sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, stay with me. The mind's eye is very real, and scientists have actually studied how it works. It's the mental space where we visualize people's faces, replay memories, imagine events, or even rehearse what we'll say in tomorrow's conversation. And for seniors especially, tapping into the mind's eye can be one of the most powerful tools for keeping the brain sharp and focused. Think of your brain like a bookshelf. Over the years, you've filled it with memories, birthdays, faces, smells, songs, names, recipes, all of it. The problem isn't that the memories are gone. The problem is that sometimes we forget how to reach for the right book. The mind's eye helps you do just that. It helps you mentally see the image connected to the memory, which often leads you straight to the answer. Let me give you a real-world example. There's a man named Harold, 72 years old, who lives in Oregon, a retired math teacher. For a while, Harold noticed he was slipping. He forgot where he put his keys, had trouble recalling his former students' names, and even once left his coffee on the car roof and drove off. His doctor said it was normal aging. But Harold wasn't satisfied with normal. He wanted to fight back. He came across a simple mental exercise called visual association, which is just a fancy way of saying, connect a picture in your mind with the thing you want to remember. So he tried it. When he met a new neighbor named Rose, instead of just repeating her name in his head, he imagined her holding a bright red rose in a garden. And guess what? The next time he saw her, the image of the flower popped into his head, followed immediately by her name. Rose, simple, right? That's the power of the mind's eye. And once Harold started practicing this more often, creating mental pictures to go along with names, tasks, grocery lists, his memory became noticeably sharper. His confidence returned, and that fogginess that had been creeping in, it started to lift. So how can you start using this same technique today? Let's try something together right now. Think of your front door. Go ahead. Close your eyes if it helps. Can you see it? The color, the shape, maybe the little crack near the doorknob or the welcome mat that's slightly off-center? That's your mind's eye at work. You're not actually standing there, but you're seeing it in your head. Now let's say you want to remember to take your vitamins after breakfast tomorrow. You could just write a note, sure, but you could also try this. Imagine your vitamin bottle sitting right next to your cup of coffee with the word "Don't forget" floating. Above it in big red letters. The more vivid, the better. Add color, add movement, even a little humor. The sillier and more detailed the picture, the better your brain locks it in. This isn't just a cute trick. It actually rewires parts of your brain involved in memory and alertness. When you engage your mind's eye regularly, you're strengthening the same neural pathways that store and retrieve memories. And the beauty of it, you can practice it anytime, anywhere, no fancy tools. Just your imagination. You may be wondering, why haven't we been taught to do this before? Truth is, we all used it as kids. Remember pretending the floor was lava? Or imagining you were flying through space as a superhero? That was your mind's eye in action. But as we grow older, life gets serious. We stop playing, we stop imagining. And in doing so, we let one of our brain's most powerful tools fall asleep. It's time to wake it up. Using the mind's eye doesn't just improve memory, it sharpens alertness, boosts creativity, and even helps reduce anxiety. Think of it like a workout for your brain. Just as you walk or stretch to keep your body healthy, a few minutes a day spent visualizing things, whether it's your shopping list, your family's faces, or tomorrow's schedule, can make your brain feel alive again. There's a woman, I know Margaret, who's 68 and caring for her husband, who has early dementia. Life is tough, but Margaret started keeping her mind active by mentally walking through her childhood home each morning. She says she can feel the warmth of the kitchen, hear the clock ticking in the hallway, even smell her mother's perfume. This daily exercise brings her peace, keeps her mind sharp, and reminds her that even in hard times, the brain is still rich with color, sound, and feeling if we just let ourselves remember. So the next time you find yourself forgetting something, pause. Don't panic. Close your eyes. Picture it. See the object. See the place. See the person. Let your mind's eye guide you back to it. It takes practice, sure, but the more you do it, the stronger it gets. And remember, you're not losing your memory. You're just learning to access it in a new way, one that's been with you all along. Now that we've opened the door to the mind's eye and how it works, let's keep going. There are simple, daily techniques you can use to strengthen it, just like Harold and Margaret did. And some of them might even surprise you. One of the simplest ways to train your mind's eye is something you've probably done without even realizing it: mental rehearsal. Let's say you have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Instead of waiting until the moment arrives and hoping you remember everything, take a moment tonight to close your eyes and walk yourself through it. Imagine waking up, putting on your shoes, driving to the clinic, sitting in the waiting room. Picture the nurse calling your name. Hear it. Feel it. Now imagine calmly telling the doctor about your symptoms and remembering to ask all your questions. This mental walkthrough actually prepares your brain to stay alert and organized when the real moment arrives. Athletes do this all the time before a big game. And it works just as well when you're trying to remember practical everyday tasks. Another helpful technique is what I like to call the memory movie. It's perfect for remembering stories, conversations, or even entire days. Instead of trying to recall random bits and pieces, try to replay the event in your mind like a short film. Close your eyes and press play. What were you wearing? Who was sitting where? What did the room smell like? The more details you can imagine, the stronger the memory becomes. Here's a fun example. Frank, a 76-year-old former jazz drummer from New Orleans, told me how he uses this trick to remember where he parked his car. He used to forget constantly. Now every time he parks, he makes a little scene in his head. He'll picture his red sedan parked next to a lamppost with a squirrel on top holding a drumstick. It's a silly image, but that's the point. The absurdity makes it stick. He says he hasn't lost his car once in the last year. You see, our brains are wired to hold on to visuals, especially colorful or emotional ones. So if you want to remember a name, don't just repeat it, see it. If you meet someone named Bill who has a big mustache, imagine a dollar bill stuck in that mustache. Silly? Absolutely. Effective? You bet. And here's something else that might surprise you. Your body plays a role in memory too. Movement actually activates parts of the brain responsible for spatial awareness and memory retrieval. That's why something as simple as going for a walk and mentally listing out your grocery list can help you recall more than just sitting still. So next time you head to the kitchen to make tea, take a mental challenge with you. Try to visualize your to-do list in your head as you walk. Imagine each item as a picture. Milk becomes a cow with sunglasses. Bread becomes a dancing baguette. The stranger the image, the better. You're not just remembering, you're training your brain. Now, while we're talking about mental sharpness, we can't ignore the role that lifestyle and diet play in all this. If your body is inflamed or lacking the nutrients it needs, your brain simply won't fire on all cylinders. One of the best foods for memory after 50? Fatty fish, like salmon and mackerel. These are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, essential building blocks for the brain. They support the structure of brain cells and help with communication between neurons. Imagine it like oiling a rusty machine. Things start moving more smoothly again. Then there's green tea. Just 1 or 2 cups a day can improve alertness and focus, thanks to a compound called L-theanine, which promotes calmness without drowsiness. So while you're sipping that warm cup in the morning, maybe take 50 seconds to practice a little visualization, like picturing your childhood home or your next travel destination. It's a peaceful way to start the day while sharpening your mind. And let's not forget the power of turmeric, especially the curcumin inside it. This spice has been shown to reduce inflammation in the brain and even support memory in aging. Adults, try adding it to soups, teas, or even sprinkling it over roasted vegetables. Every small change adds up, But memory isn't just built in the kitchen. It's also built in our daily routines, in how we sleep, move, and relate to others. Let me share the story of Lillian, an 80-year-old retired librarian from Vermont. Lillian was starting to feel foggy. She found herself rereading the same page in a book over and over. Her daughter suggested she try a new habit. Each night before bed, Lillian would close her eyes and visualize the entire day from start to finish, from brushing her teeth in the morning to what she had for lunch, to which neighbor waved at her during her afternoon walk. At first, it was hard, but after 2 weeks, something clicked. Not only did her recall improve, but she also started sleeping better, because her brain was being gently exercised before bed instead of being flooded by stress or random thoughts. Lillian said it became her favorite part of the day, her own little movie recap. This might sound small, but these kinds of exercises give your brain something to do, and purpose is powerful. As we age, it's easy to feel like our days are just passing by. But when you actively revisit them in your mind, it creates meaning. It helps you hold on to moments that would otherwise fade. And over time, it can actually help you stay more present while those moments are happening. So the next time you're washing dishes, folding laundry, or even sitting quietly with your coffee, try it. Picture something. Replay a moment. Imagine a place. Build your own memory movie. And know that with every image you create, you're not just remembering, you're revitalizing the most powerful tool you have, your mind. And the beauty of all, it doesn't cost a thing, no pills, no complicated routines. Just you, your imagination, and a few minutes of quiet each day. Let's keep going. Now that you've got these visualization habits in your toolkit, it's time to talk about the daily lifestyle patterns that quietly support or sabotage your mental clarity. Because your mind's eye can only shine if the rest of you is supporting it. You know, the brain is a little like a garden. Visualization exercises, they're the seeds. But to grow a strong, vibrant memory, you still need sunlight, water, and good soil. In other words, sleep, movement, connection, and daily routines. Let's start with sleep. You've probably heard that a good night's sleep is important, but do you know why it matters so much for memory? When you sleep, your brain gets busy. It organizes your memories from the day, clears out toxins, and stores information you might need later. It's like a nighttime cleaning crew for your mind. If you're waking up groggy or feeling foggy during the day, it might not be age. It might be interrupted sleep. Try setting a regular bedtime, avoiding heavy meals or screens late at night, and keeping your room cool and dark. And here's a gentle tip. Before bed, close your eyes and visualize a peaceful place, maybe a cozy cabin or a beach you once walked along. This calms the nervous system and tells your mind it's safe to let go. Movement is another key. I'm not talking about running marathons. Even a 20-minute walk can get blood flowing to the brain, which helps feed the areas responsible for memory and decision-making. And if you want to take it one step further, try what researchers call dual-task movement, like walking while naming things that start with the letter B, or picturing your childhood kitchen as you stroll through the neighborhood. It challenges your brain and body at the same time, and that's where real growth happens. Now here's something we don't talk about enough, the role of connection. Being around people, sharing stories, laughing together, these aren't just good for the heart. They're essential for the brain. Social interaction activates multiple brain areas at once, listening, recalling, responding, and that keeps your mental engine running smoothly. I want to tell you about Mr. Arthur, a 70-year-old grandfather who lives just outside Chicago. Arthur used to feel embarrassed at how often he forgot names, especially his grandkids. He said it made him feel like he was slowly disappearing from their lives, but then one day he tried something different. Instead of blaming his memory, he started using his imagination, his mind's eye. He sat down and created a visual image for each grandchild. Emma, who loves sunflowers, became Emma with the golden sunflower crown. Jake, the sports nut, became Jake dribbling a basketball. On the moon. These weren't just names anymore. They were characters in his own private storybook. He practiced this before each visit, and little by little, the names stuck. But more than that, The connection deepened. His grandkids noticed how much he remembered about them. They lit up when he called them by name. He wasn't just grandpa. He was a part of their world again. You see, memory isn't just about facts. It's about love, identity, and feeling like yourself, and that's why this matters. So what else can help support your memory as you age? It's often the small things, keeping a regular daily rhythm, waking up at the same time, eating meals. Consistently, setting small goals for each day gives your brain something to anchor to. It helps reduce confusion and mental fatigue. Even something as simple as writing a brief note in a journal, "Today I watered the plants and called my sister," helps your mind register that your day had meaning. And let's talk briefly about what to avoid. Chronic stress, excessive sugar, alcohol, and long periods of inactivity, these are like weeds in your brain's garden. They make it harder for new memories to form and easier for confusion to creep in. But the good news, every time you choose a nourishing meal, a walk outside, or a moment of laughter, you're pulling out one of those weeds. Let me leave you with this. Your brain doesn't stop growing. It changes, yes, but it never stops learning, imagining, or adapting unless you stop believing it can. That's the beauty of the mind's eye. It's yours to use anytime, anywhere. Whether you're remembering a loved one's smile or picturing a dream vacation, that internal screen is always ready. And the more you use it, the brighter it becomes. So if you're 50, 60, 70, or even 90, it's never too late to build a stronger memory. Start by picturing something right now, a face, a place, a moment of joy. Let it appear in your mind's eye like a photograph. Feel the details. Let your memory come alive. And if you've enjoyed this video, if something we talked about sparked a memory or gave you hope, don't keep it to yourself. Share your story in the comments. Tell us about a trick you use to remember things, or a memory that makes you smile. And if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any of our future content. Because here, we believe in living well at every age, and that means living fully, in body, in heart, and yes, in memory. Here's to waking up each day with clarity, confidence, and a mind that keeps dancing, no matter how many candles are on your cake.